Hey. It's time for the Cali critics to get this thing popping. Hey, girl. How are you today?
I'm good. How are
Look
you?
cute. I love the hat. The hat with the braids.
Thank you.
It's,
Thank
you know.
Pull it out since the weather's still not weathering. So
I
yeah.
know. It's so great. Still great by you guys, too. It's
I
great.
mean, actually, I'm lying. It's the sun is peeking out a little bit today. It's like 60, 68. So it's kind of cool, but at least it's not super gloomy. So
Well, that's good. You know,
we're
it
getting
ain't gloomy by me at all.
we're
I mean,
getting
it's sunny by me. It ain't gloomy. It's sunny.
I'm
So
over it.
I'm over it.
I
We
really
ready
am.
for June gloom to go away. Go away from us right now. Our
Mhm.
banner up so that just in case somebody want to bless us and feeling, like, oh, they so sweet, they so cute. I like that review. I can hit us up right there. And then
Mhm.
we do this as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, Barb, we are about to get into let me get my notes while I'm trying to talk, right? So we're about to get into the review of RHOA, right? Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 6, right?
Mhm.
So we're about to get into that, but let me say hello to my cuz. Hey, little cousin. Hi, Renting. And of course, she has to say hi to both of us separately. Thank you for joining us, Ranting. You know we love you. We appreciate your presence, your being, your everything. We just love you. So anyway, we're about to get into this review. Hello, Just Simply. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining us. Oops, hit the wrong button. Thank you for joining us today. We gonna get on right on into this review because y'all know it was like some triggering points, right? As I say that, let me sip this little drinky drink, just a sip. Didn't pour me that much. I don't plan to drink, and I don't plan to be here that long, so only pour me a sip, just to with the whistle.
I'm
She's
here.
like,
I'm here
whatever
for it.
you want. So yeah, it had some little triggering points that I was like, oh gosh, but I didn't. I like the way that they started off with the rollback. Felt like I was in Walmart. Wait,
Exactly.
okay, you didn't see it from the very, very, very beginning? Because if you didn't see it from the very, you'd be like, wait, what? What are we talking about? Why are we so far back?
I looked up no, because remember I told you my fire stick was acting up, so I
Yeah.
thought in my mind that it turned into the wrong
So
season.
you started collision, went back. Oh,
And
you
I was
thought
like,
you was
okay, I see what they did here. Because at first I was like, okay, here it goes, switching to something else. Like, what is going on?
that is too funny. So yeah, so they do the rollback. They take it all the way back to 2011. Where Marlo pretty much gets started and became a friend of the cast. And so, and you can see the roller coaster ride that Kandi and her have, where the roads were really low and where the roads were really, leveling off. Never really a high road, but there were some nice things said. There were some ill things said, and we were there for that. And the people that have not, nobody wants to rehash that bull crap. It was bull crap the whole time, except for I just always felt like Marlo always was trying to find a moment. And I don't never really feel like she's really telling all truths. But yeah, so that was a trip to just have that going. That's how they opened up the show. But we catch up with Marlo and her manager / friends, Justin and Ty.
Well, wait, one thing about the flashback, I think just the most important clip in that whole thing was focusing on the conversation about the initial conversation between Marlo and Kandi face to face about the nephew and that whole thing. We really kind of saw a little bit more into how that really came to be, not just from hearing it from Marlo's point of view or Kandi's point of view or anything, but actually kind of seeing
there's two things going on. I'm glad you brought that up because for me, watching that, yes, the initial thing she texted her. So we saw the initial text on the 13th. Then the 14th, August 14th, she comes over to the house, right? But
it was either August or April, whatever, 2020.
No,
yeah.
It was a day. I know which day it was exactly because it's one of my play brothers, rest in peace, birthday, and it's the day before I met my husband 23 years ago. So when I was like, oh, it was August, so it's definitely August. But however, what was to me key that you brought this up, that's funny that you would even bring that up, is that and I know you watched the Kandi lives. I didn't watch this one, but I know you have watched Kandi's lives after she does her shows, after we watched RHOA. But there was a time when she was talking about how they, what is that? I don't know the word they use, but like bait you in for a conversation, or that you're the like almost the butt of the joke of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So
what the word was, yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, it was when Courtney came to her. When Courtney, the first time her and Courtney met up, and she looked at producers like, oh, y'all got me with this, whatever the word is. Beat, I think it is. Y'all, a beat. It's a beat. Okay. This is my first, they got me, right? And so so with that being said, they show Kandi initially Marlo talking to Kandi. Kandi saying, well, I gotta find out. Then check. She goes and check. Oh, he did work for us, right? And so I love that one.
She cleared that up. Speak on it too. She said she being Kandi really got upset when Marlo is trying to make it seem like her business has something to directly do with Marlo's nephew being shot and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah. That's what I said. That. It's okay.
But and I can understand that too, because it's like, and Drew said something later on in this episode that I really have to pinpoint later on, but it's just like, why are you trying to correlate these two, looking at just the timeline of everything, and knowing now that that's how it all went down? I didn't feel as though that moment showed us that Kandi just kind of wrote it off. I didn't feel like Marlo, if she really did feel like that, there was enough space and opportunity. It was just them two talking about it. She could have said right then and there, like, I honestly don't feel that supported by, your action right now or anything like that, if it was really that much of an issue. But it wasn't.
She doesn't ever find a thing any other time.
She's trying to credit her business, and that's crazy to me.
It's weird because Marlo she never buys her time. Hey, Ellen. Hey, Ellen. Love the cuties. Thank you for I love them. I love them.
I just simply said, Marlo didn't even know if the nephew still worked.
Yeah, that's what I put up. You was talking.
Actually, like, go back in the receipts and all that, and look in the payroll just to really.
I'll put it on blast. Remember
the everything she's trying to correlate right now it's not really working. So let me check myself over here. Okay, no, that's not how it went down. Try again. That's kind of, I think, where Kandi was trying to squash everything at.
So with that beat thing now, so I just want to bring it back before we move on. And with that beat thing, when Marlo initially talked to her, right? She texted her. They had an initial conversation. She found out that he didn't work for, whatever. She still said the same thing. Then now we're at the scene where, okay, and then you see it didn't even make the cut. So with that being
like
unseen, the unseen footage. So it's funny because Kandi didn't remember doing that part. Her brain is not even thinking, because it's not a genuine. Not gonna say genuine. It's, you guys are being filmed. The more genuine thing is when y'all first spoke on the text. So that text was more important to her. But Marlo kept trying to bring it back to, remember when I came over your house and your daughter was leaving? I can't even think her baby's name. And she was going to bring all that up, right? And so it was like I felt like Marlo was looking for a moment at that time. She had already addressed it, and now you're bringing it back to that time, even saying, she didn't even look like she was even worried about it, or it even bothered her, like I was bothering her and bringing it up in front of her daughter. Hey, Christine. Yes, thank you, Riley. Christine, thank you. I couldn't think of that baby's name. Save my life right now. Thank you so much. How you doing, Christine, baby girl? So yeah, I just wanted to bring that part up, because you saying that, I was thinking about that. Like, she's always looking for the moment. In the moment that you should be sensitive and caring about something, and that would have been a good moment. Like, Kandi, I know you lost your brother, whatever. Y'all could have had a real moment, and instead you kind of you almost play on it and then it didn't work out for you and now you're using it against her. I don't like that crap. I just don't like it at all. There you go, Sheree. Girls be always, that's it, and that's it, and that's all. Thank you. So yeah, so let me finish where I was at. So we catch up with Marlo and her manager / friends, Justin and Ty. Marlo tells them about the argument she and Drew had. And of course, she has selective memory. I don't know what I said. All I know is I got in her face and I just lost it. Right. So she's picking and choosing her roles, picking and choosing what part she wants to tell, but she always remembers everybody's bad parts. She never remembers their good parts, but she remembered her semi-good part and always remembers forgets all her bad parts. So that in itself is like, what are you doing? What say you, little sister?
This moment, I really, again, it's all just lies. So I'm not even, and actually I don't know who it is, but one of Candy's peoples who was there when she was doing the speak on it was just like, we're not going to keep talking about this every week. We're not. And I feel the same way because it's just her trying to make her look bad in any way that she can, grasping at straws. I think the real thing I honed in on in this scene was she doesn't show the same level of not care. She doesn't show the same level of excitement when talking about like dating, her love life, men, stuff like that. She shows more excitement about something that has candy and messiness and all that more than she shows excitement about that. Not saying that needs to be the highlight of your life. Like, oh, everybody needs to find a man because that's just how, your life needs to be and circulate around. No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying though, is that I find it very strange that you don't show the level of just, what is that word I'm looking for? Excitement is just not there for it. It's that very, very weird.
No in her.
We only talked about it for 2 seconds and we segued back to Kandi. I'm like,
every time. Hey, sister. Sorry,
hey.
I didn't want to interrupt our other sister while she was talking. Hey, I'm glad you dropped in. Hope everything is doing well. I love the pride hearts because I know what they look like from off the phone. Can't see them here, but they're so cute because they look like the little poppies my grandbaby likes to play with. So they're super cute. I love those. Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Pride Month.
So I just Marlo, her selective memory, her selective thought, her selective everything. It's like, girl, you play victim too much. And when you could have in that moment could have corrected some things and she never does. It's like, And we find out that that's her village. That's Marlo's village. Her manager, Ty and Justin. It's funny because Justin didn't have one part. He sat down talking about let them order what they want. Who will why? He didn't say not one word. He was just he just sat in. Like I was like, why are you here? No disrespect, Justin. I don't mean it like that. I just like, well, why are you here? So like I said, it's like the memory. She chooses to say what Drew, how she saw it from Drew's eyes, which is crazy. And the crazy thing, we find out Marlo says, yeah, I'm just, she was upset. She didn't, she could have, OLG could have catered the services. They didn't send flowers. My family brought it out. I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm like, what? This was 2 years ago and you're bringing this up like it's just happened. That's scary to me. It's like, what? Let me retract that. I'm sorry, Marlo. I'll retract that. You are going through counseling and stuff and you're learning some things about yourself. It's going to take you a long time because you're so full of S that, to pull all that out of your body, out of you, it's going to take a minute. So I'm going to give you a little bit of grace and say, you are learning some things. And so there's things going on. And so you might be doing some self-reflecting and it might be triggering some things, getting some things festered up. The problem is, like you want everybody to do, listen and think before you speak. Give the same grace that you want. You can't be cutting people off. And, later on, she gets real triggering when she does that. Very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. And hello, Kimmy, Nicole. Okay. And, anything you want to say about that?
Well, since we're talking on the subject of triggering, I find it quite comical that she could think that she's the only one triggered by the nature of this topic, of this conversation. We have heard numerous times that Candy's brother was, taken out of her life at a young age as well. So how does she know that wasn't like a triggering thing to even dive back into that or whatever? Like, you can't not extend people the same courtesies and not look at things from their eyes. Like, it's not always just your way. Like, you don't know what your words and what you could have possibly done that could have also triggered that person. So
what kind of day? Yeah, what kind of day they had up until that time that was the last straw on that at that very moment. So I understand what you're saying for sure.
I hope so too, but I doubt it.
Agreed.
She has to first recognize fully the issue at hand, for real, not just the issue she sees, but the actual objective issue, and then she has to care, and then she has to get those services. So it's I don't see it happening.
Well, and then they kind of, I know they go into saying that she was invited to Courtney's get together, or the outing, escape room-ish thing, whatever that is. And so
favorite thing, like, I'm sorry, I love it
so bad. I want to do it so bad. I want to do it. Please let it be with you first. Please let it be with you first.
I've done so many. Like, I'm really competitive to y'all when it comes to that. Like, I do not like losing. I like things that make me critically think. Like, I love being mentally stimulated.
Yeah, that you and my husband both. He's the same way. I like critical thinking with people that do really good critical thinking. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that one. To do this one. But yes, I understand that completely. I'm sorry, my phone keeps wanting to cut itself off. So yeah, the other last thing about that scene is that so they were talking about going to the escape room or whatever, and Ty tells her, yeah, just go ahead, just let bygones, not even bygones be bygones. She's like, just let things go and just go and have a good time. And Marlo's like, yeah, I want to do that. I just hope they can be mature adults. And I'm thinking to myself, you the tallest and the biggest and the least mature one in there. You like poking the bear. You like doing stuff just to get a rise out of people, and you have not learned. So yeah, yeah, that's how they ended that scene. I was just like, girl, shut up. Talking about if they know how to, if they can be mature. Can you be mature, lady? So yeah, so now we go over to Sanya's house. Do you want to pick up right here? Or you want me to do it? No, because I know this is you want to breeze through it. Do you want to commentate on it?
No, you can provide the framework. I'll give my
framework. All right.
My opinion.
It ain't a lot, so because I know you got opinions. Hey, Monique. How you doing, girl?
Hey, Monique.
Oh, I like that picture, Monique. It looks pretty. And those highlights on your skin look pretty. I got my glasses on. I can really see you, girl. I can really see you. So anyway, they're at Sanya's house. It's Sanya, the mom Sharon, and her sister Sheree, which is so cute. All the shit. Don't be mad. Don't be mad, okay? Don't do it. I like when the mothers get a little the D's or the whatever it goes through. Like I have it without me doing it. Like my 3 younger kids are all M's. That wasn't my doing. That was the husband's doing. So it was. I didn't have a choice. He wanted M names. I wanted D names, like his name, like my mom's name. My mom is D's too. So anywho,
I like James.
See, look at you. See, look. I like James
too, obviously, but anyway.
Let me see. Marlo May 1 day come up against the right person. They're gonna knock her all the way out and pick up. No, for real. I already know. That's how I feel about it. Oh, child. So we go to Sanya's house, and the of course the kids are there. The mom and the sister, Sharon and Sheree, are there, and Sanya's all excited. She has a deal with her sports clothing line. Do you remember the name of the sports clothing line? She said it so fast, I couldn't remember. It's something Mothers. I don't know. So anyway, you know what? You ain't got to be like that. You ain't got to.
My jaw clenched.
You ain't got to not give a F. You ain't really got to do me like that.
I really don't, because I knew I got tense when they came on the screen because I knew something was going to be said that was going to piss me off, and lo and behold,
don't you let nobody steal your joy like that. You don't let that happen.
Okay? Every time she comes on my screen.
Can you give me 1 second? Hold on 1 second, y'all. I just gotta do one little thing. And sure. 1 minute. You can talk to the people, or I gotta put you on mute real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh, thank you, just simply. It was the Mommy Nation still. Okay, it was the Mommy Nation. You know, Sonya's got 15 million things, I guess, going on or whatever. Sister is still there, mother is still there, but where I got off the bandwagon is when they started again talking about them moving out or whatever. It was her sister. Like it really seems like she's upset about leaving or being told she has to leave or whatever, but then at the same time she wants them to feel bad as she's leaving or know about the gaping hole. It was when she said gaping hole that's going to be like in her life being Sonya after they leave. I'm like, what is the point she's trying to make? Can y'all please tell me? Because I genuinely don't know at this point. And as you can tell, she gets on my nerves with this whole narrative. It's like she just mad. Like, what does her perfect living arrangement look like? Because it's not making any sense. Sonya's sister, can't remember her name right now because I don't care. I'm just not getting it. And Sonya, I feel like she kind of is a lot more humorous with it, but her sister seems straight up just like she gives sour grapes like when she opens her mouth. It's really, really confusing. I can't bring your comments up, but I see them over here. Sonya's sister is a piece of work. Yes, she is, very much so. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, that like I just get confused as to what her goal, like what she would be more happier with doing. It's not making any sense to me. But I thought this is that's what I'm saying. Do you want to leave or do you not? Because it's like you're fighting both ways, and that doesn't make any sense. So come on now. Come on. The gaping hole, like, and I think Sonya finally, of course, is understanding, like, Ross don't ever be here. They about to not be here. Why should he get to dictate? Like, wait, I'm gonna need her to wake up too, because no way, shape, and form can my significant other be trying to tell me, like, okay, yeah, maybe we need to reconfigure our lives this way. And they don't even be there all the time to assist and even know all the issues that I might run into on a day-to-day basis, or how much assistance I might need or anything like that. Like, I would have to sit him down as soon as he said that if I was Sonya, but she just like going through life confused. I don't know. She's another one. They're both confused.
There's a lot of there is a lot of confusion going on. I don't know if you if you went into what just that the fact that she don't know, or they won't know what it looks like without the family being there, and the fact that you're getting everybody cleared out at one time, that's going to be crazy. And we all understand that he's out of town a lot, Ross, and they're trying to make a baby. It's looking a lot going on.
It's looking like that would not all be occurring if I was Sonya.
And but not only that, it's like, it's just weird for me, because it's like sisters can argue and fuss and fight or whatever, and they'll always come back together. And I feel like he's leaving it up to them to do that. Like, he's not, like, they're not having a family forum.
We would have had an all hands conversation.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's coming from Sanya, and then Sanya's getting the end of the stick, you know? And it's like, why would you do that to at least give the family the respect to say, look, y'all, mom, dad, sis, bro, look, I'm trying to get this going on. It would have just came off a little bit better and wouldn't have been so much like Sanya is kicking everybody out. And that they feel that way. It's, you know, it's not cool to, and it does, and no matter how you look at it, it does look like that and it sounds like that. Because there's
on Twitter, because I need some more. I need some more. Just like just saying, I need some more. I don't know if you heard what I said last week, but
seriously,
we need some more. There's definitely more to the story. So I'm not even gonna. I keep telling myself every week I'm not gonna get spun up about it because clearly what they're showing is not everything. So until more comes out, I'll just leave it at that. If it's not bothering her, then it shouldn't bother me.
Right. And then, like you said, she can leave whenever she wants. She can go be any place at any time.
I don't have kids, but I'm sure that is like a great feeling. Like if you have that type of family support system security, I'm sure that's got to be something that is hard to want to give up, I would think.
When my grown kids were little, honey, my mom moved in. When my little sister passed away, my mom moved in because she needed my support and I needed to be around her as well. And so she moved in with me. But at that same time, I broke up with my kid's father.
Mm-hmm.
I was stressed out. I turned into like probably 10 pounds. I was skinny and it was a mess. And we needed each other. And so she moved in and I was able to go and come as I please. And that's how I have a lot of stories about the stars that I met and how I was out doing a lot of things because my mom moved back in. And because I was a young mother at 19, 20, she moved back in when like about 97. So it was like, oh, it was like a new life. So it is. And then, you know, when I didn't have that no more and she got her own place, you know, I had to go back to dropping the kids off. It's different. It ain't the same. So, I don't envy Sonya the road that's ahead of her because either she's going to put her foot down with Ross, which I think that's what she needs to go to because your family more. Say it again.
I said, yeah, because what's the goal there? I thought the goal was always to transition the businesses over to being headquartered out of Atlanta. It's
right.
2 seasons now. I'm not saying that's something that you could do overnight, but yeah, what's going on there too? Why aren't you home more? Like, what's going on?
And then you want to have another baby.
And you want to have another baby. Like, you want them going? Like, yeah. So I definitely putting some heat on him, but I'd also be saying, hey, sis, what's your true issue? Because you seem to be unhappy either way. What do you want? Like, the parents seem to be the only ones that are just like, go with the flow either way. And
I know mom said, Sheree said it's both ways. She said, I like it, I like to be free and be able to do what I want to do. But she said, but I still don't like being kicked out. the word kicked out don't feel good.
That makes sense.
I gotta being forced out. Like you don't want to do that. That don't even sound right. It don't even sound right.
Anyway.
But moving on. So we get to Kenya and Akila. I love Akila's hair. If that's her hair, even if it's not her hair, it just looks good on her. I like her. I like her a lot. So Kenya and Akila, go check out Kenya's commercial building that she's about to have. Kenya Moore Hair Salon. I say you let her work it, girl. Get it, girl.
I'm so excited that she's doing that.
I am too. I'm so here for that. Especially because it's the legacy that she's gonna leave for that baby Brooklyn. I love that so much. And we know it's gonna be lavish. We ain't expecting nothing under lavishness. And when you first walk in, it's reminiscent of Huntsville. When the first season, walking in first season.
Yeah. Before it went to
So he was giving me that. I was like, oh, ain't so cute. So her buildings is all skeleton and another thing she reminded me of. I don't know if you guys are fans. I am my new favorite because I have a lot of Disney movies. Hey, Sweet Pea. One of my absolute favorite.
Lazarus in the.
Did you hear that?
Oh, she thought you said. Sweet. You said. Yes, that's what. I was like, I didn't let nobody in. I didn't even drop a link. How? Slay. what's going on? Yeah. Well, what Sheree was trying to say was hit that like button. That's
basically
right.
KPP / the like all in one.
So yes, she is creating it for. Hey, come on now, that's what I'm talking about. This generational wealth.
No, Kandi has her head in the right places. Pretty.
All the right places.
All the time. Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes she can get in the clouds sometimes. Yeah.
So
and you still haven't been looking at her fingers. I needed you to watch her fingers.
Oh, I forgot.
Okay. I'm gonna remind you.
I'm about to put it on.
I didn't really see it that much this episode, but they do. You're gonna see them. You're gonna be like, oh my God, you was right. So yeah, so we saw, while I was saying that, it reminds me of when the movie oh gosh.
Where?
Princess and the Frog. My goodness, where was my head right now? The Princess and the Frog, because she walks in the sugar mill and she's like, the kitchen gonna be over there, the ballroom gonna be here, and a big old grand chandelier. And I was thinking, if that ain't Kenya over there talking about her bar being here, and remember she went over to when she was with Todd and Candy's condo. Oh, I can do this.
Oh yeah.
And yada yada. So that's why she's so pumped. She's like, I'm about to get up in my own place and do my own thing. So that was a cute little scene. And say it again.
I said, yeah, I think that's a great next move. I'm excited for her.
For sure. But Akilah did say, ask her about how she gonna date, with all this stuff going on. And she killed me on here. I don't know if it rubbed y'all the wrong way, but when she said, well, I've been a wife for 5 years, I said, Kenya,
that's right.
You have been married for 5 years. You ain't been nobody's wife for 5 years, boo. Okay, let's be clear. Let's be clear. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Okay, we're not doing that. And so you can see my question marks. I got like 10 question marks. She said she was a wife for 5 years. I said no, we're not gonna do that. So yeah, so Kenya was saying how what's just funny is this. I don't know how they do this, but she's like the long distance relationship. It's like what's the guy's name? I forgot his name. Roy. Yeah, Roy.
Mr. KMC, something like that, or whatever.
Yeah, that dude.
Roy.
Right, Ellen? I'm just saying.
Roy.
So, but she said she got with Mark. She got married to him after 7 months, but not only that, but that they had a long distance relationship because they lived in separate states. He lived in New York, she lived in Atlanta. Now, Roy lives, I don't even know where Roy lives. I don't even think he lives in the country, does he?
She said they've been long distance too for the past year, so
1 whole year. And okay.
You do
so she's like, but then she's starting to think about, she's like, yeah, but I don't know, because how can you have a relationship with somebody and you're not seeing them every day or spending time with them every single day?
It works for some people, but it doesn't work for her, clearly, from the past. So don't do that again.
Don't do it. Don't put yourself in that. So yeah, that all went down. I'm sorry. We gotta make sure that I get back to my notes. Just make sure that I'm not leaving nothing out on that. Basically,
no, it was a cute scene.
That was a cute scene. So then we take it over to Sheree, aka Glamma. And interesting enough, she found out that her son was having the baby when the pregnancy was kind of already happening. Like he didn't tell her right away, right? So, and I was thinking, she didn't go to the baby shower. Did we see a baby shower? Did we?
No, randomly, I think I went on his Instagram or whatever, like a couple months whatever ago, and I had seen it, so this wasn't surprising to me. But no, I don't think that there was any of that, or if they
in the family, they didn't. I don't know. It's just weird. I feel like, I don't know. It just felt weird, like they were trying to make it seem like
the girl, maybe his
mom,
mother didn't want it recorded, maybe, or depict, like maybe
on TV. I see what you're saying.
about it maybe too. As benefit of the doubt, I'll give Sheree the benefit of the doubt on this one, because this scene really did it actually made me scale back on her a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, like it was really nice, and it's really nice to see him, flourishing as a dad. So
right. I agree with that, because the baby's name is Mecca. She's 3 months old. She is gorgeous. Oh my, that little sweet baby. She's a sweetie pie. And it was really touching to see Sheree express how caring and loving and thoughtful of a father he is at his young age, and how young the baby is, because usually the first 3 months the men kind of back off unless
mm-hmm.
they ought to do better. They back off and say, I can't do nothing. The baby, the baby wants your boob. I can't feed him, and it's all that stuff. So it was really touching, and I'm glad to see her praise her son and give him his accolades, because we need to hear that, because we always hear about the young Black fathers not being there and all this and that. And my son is a young Black father, and he's been there his whole time, raised his kid. He's him and my baby is my daughter-in-law, but they're not together no more. But he's a great co-parent, and he does what he needs to do. And so it was really refreshing, and I was happy she shared that, and that they played it, because we don't get it.
See from her.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, trying to get my back blown by BDE Martell. Like, no, that's not.
We don't do that.
That's not what we want to see, especially with Sheree, she's a day one on the show. Like, obviously,
right.
Over the years, but
Right.
That's what we want to see. She's it's like, what is the obsession with like being not wanting to like get older or something? I feel like this is what it is, because we've seen her, she raised her kids, like this is where she's at in life now, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's actually beautiful to be growing in age and transitioning and stuff like that. She should be celebrating that. That's where this show should be transitioning to. You all on here at the club every weekend, or running, doing this, that, and the other thing anymore. You're not doing that anymore. So just be real about where you're at in your life now. That's what us viewers want to see, because it's more realistic. Sheree.
Come on. Yeah, I so agree with you, Barb. That is the best way to put it.
That goes for everybody who's at that stage now, across all the franchises and stuff like that. Like, it's time to start.
That's the real glow up right there. That's the real glow up. That's the real stepping your game up. Like, we're great. It was great to see your She by She Not, She by. We've been waiting a long time, finally get off the ground. But as that is going on, you also have real things in life that we want to see, that will make us think about that.
Like, I'm not even in the same part of my life that I was when the show first came on. So it's like,
right, we all been 15 years, y'all.
Tailor the content.
13 maybe, because sometimes they do 2 seasons in one. But it's definitely been since my 13-year-old was a baby. That Real Housewife. Actually, I take that back. It was my 16-year-old. That's true. No, it's been 15 years, because my son that's about to be 16 in 10 days, I think. Yeah, he'll be 16 in 10 days. It came on it started when I was pregnant with him. Either when I was pregnant with him or when I just had him.
2008. I was going into high school. Like,
What, in 2007. I know he was a baby, because I know exactly where I was living at. I know when we was watching the show and how I started. I know exactly where I was. That's why I was like, he was a baby, not the baby, not my 13-year-old, my 16-year-old. So that is girls in the hell. It's a feisty girl. It's a feisty girl. What's up, feisty? So yes, so it's been a long time. It's been, so we all, like you said, we need to be stepping it up. We should be seeing these types of roles, because Sheree looked good then 15 years ago, and she looking now good as well. And we embrace our grandmotherhood, honey.
Minus a couple of things, I think
I mean, not the poking in the face and stuff.
She looks better, I will say, in certain ways. So, I mean, just embrace that and give us what's really going on.
And I also love the fact that I worked at Hallmark, so we sold those little handprint ornaments. I bought my grandbaby one too. I don't even know if they even did it because I think they had let my baby the hand get too big, or they kept waiting. They forgot about it, but I bought the same thing. So I love those things, and they are really very cute keepsakes and things. So wow, you know what? Were you? See,
that's what I mean.
I was on my fourth baby. I just had my
I'm going from 8th to 9th grade, whatever. Like, yes. So check Taylor's content.
Oh yeah, you guys have made milestones as they are making milestones, and we want to celebrate those milestones with you guys. So it was, like you said, it was very refreshing, or like I said, it was refreshing to see that scene and her give her son, you know, the accolades that he deserved, being a sweet father and all that good stuff. So then we move on to Drew and her household and basketball and all that stuff. And they Drew tells Ralph about Courtney inviting the girls to the outing and how Marlo got in her face, and you know, and what she was really mad about, because he's like, wait, what? That it kind of puzzled him, because you go from Marlo's talking about why can't you use the S word, SHOT word, and into my nephew, you know, has passed away. So it's like weird how fast things had moved, right? So you know, she's trying to explain that to it was, you know, trying to explain that to her husband or whatever. Sorry, Mom. And so I don't know why my phone keeps doing this. This
is just, we were stirring the pot with all these scenes, y'all. If you didn't, you know, this whole episode was just one big old just stirring the pot.
Man, it sure was, and that's just what it was. That's why it was weird, because it was somebody had another new nugget to add to whatever. Yeah, it's making a gumbo. Everybody throwing something in the pot. Like, stop it. So so she says Courtney invites them out. Marlo's Marlo had bucked her, and that Kenya been trying to tell Drew, watch out for Marlo. You gotta keep your eye on Marlo. So now Drew sees it for himself. So
but okay, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate with that comment real quick. Just
well, go ahead.
She said, you know, watch out for Marlo, whatever, you know, Marlo be doing whatever. But would she still have gotten the same amount of backlash if she didn't give Marlo a chance then, do you think?
Say that again.
Do you feel like she would still be, would it be like, oh, well, why didn't you give Marlo a chance then? You know, if she had listened to the warnings and all that and didn't ever, you know, give her the time of day and try to pursue a friendship with her, do you think that she would still be receiving like the same, like, well, we told you about that?
No, it's only because that it's the other way around. The fact that she had to find out the hard way is like, I feel like Marlo, I don't know if Marlo and Drew ever really got along. I don't remember them really being like so, because Drew was like, well, you know, I didn't really have I guess she was
going at it with other LaToya.
That's right. That's why I was like, I don't remember them really having beef. So that was
my thing is, I don't try to just prejudge people based off what everybody else says and stuff like that. However, there are certain times that I feel like I don't need to get bit by a dog to know that it hurts. Like, there's certain things you take. You need to be very selective about the things that you consume, you know, from other people's mouths about other people. So,
right,
asking that.
So the last thing of that scene of them just, you know, her telling him what was going on is when I was like, well, be careful. And she was like, oh, I ain't scared of Marlo. He was like, well, she kind of big. She was like, huh, I'm from Chicago. I ain't scared. You ain't never seen me fight. I said, if she say she from Chicago one more time, if she say she from Chicago and that means she can fight, that's no disrespect to Chicago because y'all, I'm not saying y'all can't. I'm just saying, but what's the big deal about Chicago being the fighting state? I don't know. I
just feel like you have to say that so many times. It's like I'm not over here. Oh, I'm from Jersey. I'm from Jersey. Like I don't like. It's not. If you have to,
I mean, different people gonna say it from different places. It's like, so what? I don't care. It just irritates me when people do that when they use their state, they city, they whatever. Like that makes me hard. Like, cause you from there, that don't make you hard. Like, cause you hard because you hard, but not because you from that
that's
city.
What I'm saying. So it's just like
it got nothing to do with where you from. So yeah, so then we get the picture, or we get the model of Kenya. She's talking to, I guess, the person that's gonna hook the salon up. So we get the salon look. It's gorgeous. Oh my God, I was amazed. $300,000-$400,000 later, though, I said, say what now? So yeah, it's gonna be gorgeous when she gets that together. Sheree hangs out with her friend girl, talking about her BDE energy, and that they think that she's getting cobweb not from her stuff. I don't know. I don't care. I don't. Do you care?
Right.
I don't. Yes. Now we have to look at it like that. That's why with me sometimes I have to say that like that I'm a grandmother, or because I don't want people to be like, oh, because I get people that be like, oh, you fine, or you this, you that, and I'll be like, yeah. Or you married? Or are you married? Like, yeah. 5 and a grandmother, yes. So you just don't want to
embrace the place that I'm in life right now. Like I don't need to be no younger, and I need to be my age right now. Like
yeah, just enjoy every moment for sure. So then they go show that. Then they go show Marlo with her nephews, and they're writing their therapeutic thoughts down and what they got going on. I didn't write down what was going on, but I also feel like with Marlo, I know she loves her nephews, but I also feel like it doesn't always feel genuine with them. I don't know. It just always feels like I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's just the type of auntie she is. But
because we know that she still doesn't even show the same amount of excitement for that either. We know that she's not being truly passionate about anything unless it's stirring up some BS. That's why.
Okay, because that's where I'm at. That's the part that I'm just not understanding. I'm like, oh, this is.
And I'm not saying she doesn't love them or she's half doing it with them or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, just her focus and like passion and what really fuels her with excitement is just, I don't see the same levels with everything. It's not evenly distributed amongst all the areas in her life. It's not.
Right. Crazy. So so they do that.
Mm-hmm.
So where we get to, can Andy tell Todd and Courtney invite? Yeah. Okay. So Kandi, so Kandi and Todd are together. They're talking amongst themselves. They're trying to figure out, because Kandi's like, well, I don't know why she didn't tell everybody about the dang old outfits. Since it's gonna be paint thrown on us or whatever. And it's like, okay, Kandi. So she calls Kenya, and Kenya wasn't invited. Is that what it was? Kenya wasn't invited.
No. All I was thinking is Kandi better wear some of those old clothes at the pool house or whatever, and all those million bags of old clothes she had to give away. That's all I was thinking. Like, you got some old clothes.
Right.
But anyway.
But yeah, so they ended up talking to Kenya, and Kenya was like, I was saying, did she get invited? I guess she didn't. So she's like, yeah, they didn't tell us that what exactly. It's an escape room. I think they're gonna throw paint on us. But then Kenya ends up telling her that she got Sheree and Drew together, and how Drew told the girls that Marlo was telling them about how, why she went off on Drew, because she was triggered about how, the whole thing or whatever. And so Kandi, oh, that was, you can see it all in Kandi's face. Kandi was like, wait, what? Wait, huh? Because it was kind of confusing the way it was being presented to her. It's like out of the clear blue sky. It's like, what do you mean? My nephew, her nephew worked at my, yeah, we know that was a couple of years ago. Yeah. She's like, yeah, she brought it up because she went off on Drew about it. So of course, Kandi's like, I'm gonna have to get to the bottom of that. Todd is like, yeah, you're gonna have to get that issue together or whatever, or nip that in the bud or whatever.
About that.
What'd you say?
I said, yeah, I completely forgot that Kandi didn't know that I forgot the episode following that she was off doing her own thing and stuff like that. I forgot that none of these words got back to her until Kenya said that.
Right. So yeah, so now she knows she about to go to that. She about to go to the album with not a chip on her shoulder, but like she ain't gonna be able to function until she get it off her chest. So right. Yeah, so I say Kandi was puzzled. So then it says, Kenya says she's gonna. Oh yeah. So then Kenya said, "Well, I'm gonna come support you because now she knows in Kandi's demeanor that I better go because there's no Magnetta's going, but Magnetta to the group. There's not that there's no respect there, but there's not as much respect as if Sheree jumped in the middle of the two of them. They're gonna listen to Sheree a little bit more, just like Kenya. They've been around a little longer, so the respect level is a little different. So Courtney and Drew arrive at they even show us the name. I don't even know the name of this place. I don't even know. But
I was confused.
I don't know. It's just like usually they give us the name, show us.
It looked really fun though. Yeah, they arrived first.
They're all
cousin. Like, okay.
I'm over the cousins already on that part. You want to take over right here?
Yeah. They arrived first, and after they talk a little bit amongst cousins or whatever, Marlo comes in, and it's kind of cringy because obviously the last time we seen Marlo and Drew face to face at that moment was, back when Marlo got all up in her face and all that. So that was a little cringy for me. But all the other ladies file in, and again, with the whole like wanting to be something else or not fully embracing where you are in life, when Sheree sits down and talks about her being a grandmother or whatever, and she's like, yeah, they call me Gigi, gorgeous grandma. And I'm like, why can't it just be grandma? Like, what's so bad about being called grandma? Anyway, whatever.
Okay, grandma. Okay, granny. Shoot.
And I think it was Kandi that came in last, and right off the bat, everyone could kind of tell that the energy just kind of shifted. Kandi said on her speak on it, and
I didn't even watch it, so you want to tell me some stuff.
Well, she just said what she's been saying, that she at that time was going through stuff. We know she was going through stuff with the group, with the
she did say she's just been finished
already. But she's the type of person, quite like myself, that if I'm sitting on something, if there's an elephant in the room, like I would rather talk about it. We discuss it and then move on from there, because until then, I'm gonna be sitting here. It's gonna be on my mind. I'm gonna need to say what I need to say. So Kandi kind of hit it right from there. And she's like, basically, what I don't remember her exact words verbatim, but she says, why are you running it back as if it has something to do, with, my restaurant, meaning the whole incident or whatever. And I'm only saying incident for obvious reasons. I'm not saying incident trying to be funny or anything like that. But before they could even really peel back the layers of that conversation, Marlo's like, hey, why don't you, me, and Drew step to like, can we go and talk or whatever? And Kandi's like, sure, whatever. Which I thought was like, okay, mature, cool, different, all right. Because usually on these shows, they be ready to do right there.
In front of everybody. Happy birthday! I was just waiting for the moment. Put you up. Happy birthday, love. Your day is going great. Yes, hope you're having a wonderful
birthday today, so definitely tell her happy birthday in the chat.
Yes. And the twin I said, and the twin makes happy birthday to both of them.
Birthday today, so definitely go over there and give her some birthday love as well.
Yes.
But they go speak in private or whatever, which really wasn't private because they could, whatever, voices carry. But they, like I said before, Kandi wants to know why are you trying to spin this? What are you saying? Like, what's going on? And Marlo starts discussing it. I didn't write down what they said verbatim, but it's pretty much been everything that we've been saying this entire time. I don't know if you caught any specific statements that were said that really just maybe made you go before, it escalated even more so.
It's confusing because Marlo was, what gets confusing is that Marlo started off with herself. It went right back to her to me. She was like, it kind of went to, it was me. And I was like, what are we talking about? Because, nobody, when they talk about me, everybody talks about me slashing this girl's face and woo-wah. And I was like, what Marlo, where are we at again? I like it. It's like she go and can you just let me talk? I want to talk. And what you're saying is not even going together with what we're talking about. It was like she was going around the issue, and it's making me feel weird. I was kind of taken aback, like, wait, what? So even with Kandi, the main thing Kandi said, but that had nothing to do with my restaurant. Why are you bringing it back to the restaurant? And she couldn't tell her why.
I can agree to that, and because both of them are so passionate about their stance on the matter, voices carry. It starts to get a little bit more, up here. However, no hands were thrown and anything like that. And this is where it kind of gets even a little bit more messy because I don't remember who was it that came over first. I don't know if they all came at the same time, but they started to hear things at the table. So Monyetta, how did you feel about like Monyetta's like concern and everything and her like, did you feel
I really kind of need to know how far away they were from each other for me, because it looked like y'all could see what was going on. Maybe they couldn't hear. I think that was smart of Monyetta to go over there to go see exactly. If you can't hear them and you see Kandi, if I see my friend body moving like this, and she usually don't move like that, I'm about to get up over there and see what's going on, because I need to know, is she about to, is it feeling like she about to fight, or does it feel like she's just trying to get a point across? And there's a difference.
I would have been the same. As soon as they stepped off.
I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick.
I would have got myself together. I would have been like, and that's why shout outs to Kenya too. I didn't say this before when talking about their little quick FaceTime, but shout outs to Kenya for, saying that, I'll be there for you. Okay. Or whatever at the end of that conversation. Cause she already knows how it can go. She already knows that there's been a division. There's a clear division. We know that by now. Let's let's call a spade a spade. So I really think that was nice of her. I don't disagree. Like, I totally agree with what you're saying. I guess it was just like, I don't know. I guess it was just kind of cheesy the way Monyetta was like saying it. Per se, for me, at first I was kind of like, but I completely agree with the sentiment behind it. What I don't agree with is everything Sheree pretty much said the entire time. Drew, I understand Drew's point, but the statements she uses to carry out her message really kind of just
on our nerve. Yes,
not line at all for me.
Right.
Kenya as well. This is probably like the second time this season that Kenya has kind of said something that is kind of like, okay, that's not exactly like, come on, I like you, Kenya, now. But when she said, what was it? She said she was multiple faces. She said she flashed.
She flashed.
Okay.
faces. I said, "Oh God, it's one girl."
You're at your yes. Did Kenya bring up the slashing, or did Kandi also bring up slashing of faces and stuff like that too? Yes, that was also brought up. But when all the ladies went over there to kind of break it up, no, I didn't see Marlo getting handsy or anything like that. However, I do completely agree with what Kandi said, and let that make me look aggressive or whatever. I don't even care at this moment. But I completely agree with when she was like, "Hey, now, if it gets popped off, do not grab me," because
when Kenya grabbed her when she first walked over there, and that's when Kenya. I mean, if oh my God, if Kandi didn't look directly into Kenya's face before swinging, that's why she did like that. If she didn't look and give her eye contact, she would have swung on her. You're not supposed to grab a person like that, like especially when they're that heated, because you might get hit because they don't know. Somebody could be attacking them. They don't know if somebody that's with the person they're getting ready to fight is coming at them. But Marlo was still, I don't care, poking the bear. Her hands was this in front of her, but she still was talking like this. And she still was talking loud and getting and letting it escalate. And that's a problem. And so when she was doing that, she knows she was making Kandi's blood pressure boil. So she kept doing it. Unpredictable. Been all the way in the goddamn parking lot. If you still talking shit to me, you might as well be hitting me. And that's where that's where I had a problem with. I'm like, oh yeah, you that's why she said, yeah, why are you crying? You keep talking. You keep talking. And it's only gonna be so many times when you see somebody not going. Everybody don't treat everybody the same way. Everybody don't have the same trigger. Everybody can calm it down. Everybody can control it all the time. You're not gonna be able to catch it every time. So even when Kandi was walking out, she was still, oh yeah, you can't even stay and talk. Girl, if you don't shut up, and not nobody, Sheree, Sanya, none of them told Marlo to shut the F up. Shut up. Be quiet. Stop talking. Why are you still arguing? And even when Kandi walking around, nobody's like, Kandi, calm down. It's like Kandi's trying to walk away. You still talking. You still barking. Because you want a reaction. What you're trying to do is what you want to do is try to, like Kandi said, you're trying to bring her down, but not only bring her restaurant down, you trying to make her get to your level so that she won't be the one that look like, no, you're not the only one that look like you slash faces. You want her to beat you up or have a fight or put her hands on you so you can say, see, I wasn't the only one that wasn't aggressive. I was aggressive 23 years ago. She's aggressive right now. Yeah, that's what you're doing. And we see you, Marlo. Guess what? If it don't get fixed by the end of this season, Marlo, you can take your rotten peach and you can get gone. And I'm dead serious. You are being we were all rooting for you, weirdo. We were all rooting for you. We wanted you to get a peach. We was rooting for you and you do us and spit in our face with it. Are you serious, girl? It's funny to me.
And then on the other note, as far as it being like, oh, all Kandi does is, refuse to talk about her real life and just promote her businesses up here. And I'm just like, do you hear how you sound? You're mad at this woman who you've sought out advice from as far as like businesses or income or whatever endeavors you've tried to pursue in the past. Sometimes you've sought out her expertise on those before. However, now you're going to sit here and scrutinize her and say that she's wrong for coming on this national, this platform that literally can get her so many more so that can expand her audience and her reach and all that stuff. You're going to sit here and get upset with her for promoting her businesses on here. Like, is it your business? Like, do you own Bravo? Like, is it somehow messing up something you got going on? Like, are those is that same customer your customer and they only got $1 and they was going to spend it at your place, but now they only spend like, well, I don't understand what that has to, what the concern is, why that would be bizarre to you that someone would want to do that. I find it very, very, very weird. And is it just me, or do I not recall your first time being a full cast member that season opened up with you at your studio, whatever, rent the runway, DIY Marlo edition thing? Like, that's how that season opened up. So it's just like, how are you going to come on here saying that she's the only one promoting anything and you came on as a full-time cast member doing the same thing, and every chance you get, you're wearing every single label under the sun or doing something, trying to get whatever. Thank you. Trying to get whatever. Like, I find that really, really, really weird. And instead of trying to de-escalate the situation or whatever, you got people like Sonya, Sheree, saying other comments and stuff like that. I think I wrote down Sheree, when Sheree was like, Marlo can't even get a question out without someone bringing up her past. And I'm just like, you of all people are going to sit here and talk about somebody, bring up somebody's past or whatever. Like, you've known as a resident bone collector for how many seasons now? And you're going to sit here and try to tell me that you see something wrong with someone not wanting to hear the lies that this woman is spewing about them and their business ventures and whatever. Like, nah, that's crazy to me. Like, you of all people are going to sit here and try to shame somebody for things that you've done historically since day one on this show. Like, goodbye, Sheree. And Sonya, like, I don't know, you keep doing a lot of this and a lot of this, and I'm not here for it. I need you to be seen and not heard, because you keep going to this side or that side saying stuff that has nothing to do with anything. That's not even the focus. Like, you're sitting here trying to spark up something new between you and Drew or whatever, or trying to scrutinize what she did. But at the same time, Drew, you're another one too, because when all you kept talking about was Chicago in this episode, and when you tried to say we don't say that because the boys in Southeast or whatever you try to say at the end there, I'm so glad that Monyetta, Kenya, and Sonya, I'm really glad that
everybody was like, say it again, girl.
Like,
what are you talking about?
She says too much sometimes. Like I said before, her message, like her overall like goal of what she's trying to say, I get it. Yeah, but the way she uses that's
how her husband is. Her husband goes all the way around the world and and so
you didn't even need to say that. You could have just said it flat out. You didn't even need to use that as justification, because it's not.
It doesn't even make sense what you're saying. It doesn't make sense. So what do you say? They get pow pow? What are you saying when this incident, this act happens? What are you using? You're not using the word SHOT. That's not what you're saying. You did, and you have, and we've seen you say it. So that's why everybody's siding you. But getting back to let's go back to Sanya. Sanya takes the wrong time to learn a lesson. The lesson she learned was when Kandi asked her, when Courtney said what she said about her, about being the ghetto, bringing the ghetto to the club or to the restaurant. What did you say? Okay, so now you're going to take that lesson. You're going to take that lesson, learn it, and turn it around on Drew and and say, oh, Drew, don't call her a trick. She ain't a trick. Oh, ain't a trick. I said, in this moment, you choose to learn a lesson. You on mute, but I don't know. You're on mute. But oh my God. But I was like,
that's another thing too. She said that.
I'm like, I know. That's when you were saying, I said, my sister can't remember all of them, but that was a trigger. I said,
she was just saying little stuff that it's just like, you could have just stopped it at, I don't agree with what you're saying. I think that you're trying to put 20 on 10. I don't think it's right.
Right.
Like all the other justifications.
She also Like, what else?
You're out of here. Like I was just like,
lap dog. She's like, she's Kandi calling. They showed when she threw the bone or whatever. She's like, she's the one acting like Kandi's lap dog. I'm like, Sanya, learn how to be neutral completely, because now here you go, going to Marlo's side, and Sanya, you wasn't out there. I'm pretty sure Kandi took inventory of who came out and talked to her, who didn't. So it looks like you're drawing a line in the sand, Sanya, when you were not out there. Not that you're taking sides, but it took you too long to get out there. And when you did get out there, you're like, oh,
Kandi already drove off. Kandi, we were already going by the time.
I'm saying you waited too late. You wasn't concerned because you was too far letting Marlo. No, Sheree was enough and Marlo's behind. I didn't know you. You've never did that. I was like, shut. Is the Botox getting to your brain, girl? What are you talking about? Marlo ain't never been the sweetest person on the planet and not got into it with somebody. Or where are you at with it? And then Sanya, they all was just like, oh, and Courtney don't know how to read the room. Courtney, even when they were at the table,
like, oh, blah blah blah, and she's like,
seems like, girl, I can't talk. I'm over here looking at the damn fight. Yeah, you ain't
I'm like the biggest person about that. Like, I don't try to get me like. That honestly got her cursed out because I'm like,
I was shocked she didn't get cursed out either. Like, I was like, yeah, I would have been like,
I wasn't mad at her later when she was like talking about I heard her talking about shots or whatever when Marlo was I think that's when Marlo was doing her whole tears of manipulation thing.
I mean
that Courtney was like shot because I would do the same thing. I'd be like, no, like I commend her
again, be quiet.
And I also sorry.
I was gonna say, it's funny Sanya took a shot. She's like, I never took a shot. I said, you pick me at get away from me.
Like I didn't write that. I remember she said that, and I remember I was like, anyway. Shout outs also to Drew, though. She did say one good thing in this, and we kind of touched on it, but I'm glad that she said it on this the actual show. And that was like along the lines of her saying, wait, 2020, like you're talking about something from 2020, like all the times that you have been around each other, like that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, I could not agree more. Like that happened when we've seen each other for multiple seasons, multiple events, both live in Atlanta. Like, come on now. That doesn't even make sense.
She's right on that one. She did hit that one on the nail because it doesn't make sense. Even when Kandi went back into the text. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. So it's funny to me that you can bring it. I don't understand how we're going to get out of it because I don't feel like there's going to be no really genuine friendships. There's no trust there no more. Like there's like really cliques of people, and just like with Sheree, and they're like also everybody left. Now, why would I want to be around somebody that I just watched? I know Kenya definitely wouldn't have been back in here, but Manetta barely started like Marlo. They got into it, and now they trying to not rekindle, but mend their friendship. And now here you go attacking her homegirl. I can't mess with you like that. So yeah, it's my best interest to leave when my friend leaves. So that was crazy to me that Sheree would think that, oh, they didn't want to go. Oh, that nobody wants to come. No. Nobody want to come sit and watch Marlo sit there and poke the bear as she did, and now everything is cool. Nah, I'm not about to come do that. Not doing that.
That's the whole thing. My energy is going to be off. Like it's not like we know that there's been a line drawn in the sand pretty much where this side is this side is that side. So let's not act stupid. Like let's be serious right now. We know why I'm leaving. We know why these people is over here rolling and doing what they're doing, and we know why y'all are not. Do you feel like Courtney when she like apologized or whatever she said?
Like I'm really sorry this happened. I'm really sorry this happened.
I wonder if that's their makeup or like them being in a better space.
No, I don't trust her because as soon as I trust what Kandi said, thank you, I guess. Bitch, get out of my face. And so she said, yeah, thank you, I guess. as soon as they panned to Kandi over there, Courtney turned around and kind of mouthed over to whoever was standing with her, like more like, well, I tried, or I'm trying to be the bigger woman. Yeah, you should be, because you came off harsh, dumb. You came on 10 you are trying to make up for some stuff. So yeah, you gonna, it's not gonna be that easy to get in Kandi's good graces. Ask Marlo.
Mm-hmm.
Because it took Marlo long, and like she said, they known each other for 10 years before this.
I seen random thought. I had seen Courtney online somewhere with somebody the other day, and I was like, oh, I guess she really do be around. But anyway, yeah, I think that she didn't make me as upset as other people did. So I'm like, okay, whatever, Courtney.
Courtney?
I don't know if she, I guess maybe, I hope that was just a genuine thing that she wanted to do, because I hope she wasn't trying to apologize and trying to be all cute up to Kandi.
I think the idea was good for them to have to do team building, another team build, something that's going to build the team, something that's going to build trust, something that they all got to talk through, talk it out to get out of this place. Yeah, that no matter what, because once you do it, you high five it. We got out, girl. Like I think that would have been a good icebreaker for the group. That probably would have been
in time. There's so much stuff that you got to figure out that you don't even have time to be arguing. Like, the focus should be on solving these riddles and clues, like, period.
Right. So I think that I'm gonna give Courtney, I'm gonna give her a little grace and say that that was a good idea for her to do that. Too bad Marlo don't have any home training, because even that's another thing. Go back to Marlo real quick before we end this slide. The fact that she's gonna dismiss this, invite Drew and then you're gonna dismiss Drew. I'm like, you the one going left with it. You're not talking about what you did and said to Drew, and trying to correlate it back to Kandi, because it doesn't make sense. You went off on Drew about something that you said that you're mad about Kandi that she didn't do 2 years ago. You the baller. You the one got all the people in the high places. Why would you need Kandi to send you some flowers? Why would you need? You do know that. Let's even go back here. When Greg died, Nene's husband, what did the girls do? They all got together and got bouquet.
Mm-hmm.
They all knew him. So let's be clear. I'm not saying that, and to say that speaks to Kandi's characters. Like, no. So what speaks to your character then? Since that speaks to Kandi's character, what speaks to your character? The 20-year thing slashing that girl's face, that doesn't speak to your character now. See, you can't have it, but you can't talk about people and it don't come back to you, or you're not putting that same energy in yourself. And that's where, with Marlo, that's what she does. She is like point, but all of these is back this way, pointing at her, and she doesn't realize it. She's just like, no, but I'm gonna keep pointing until I don't care. Like, I don't, and because I was in foster care, because I didn't have a mother. Girl, shut up. It's just like, yeah, no. Annoying. Yeah. So is that how they ended it?
Pretty
with
much.
The shot?
Pretty much. I don't know.
And they are gonna. So who is it? Sheree, Marlo, Courtney,
and Sonya.
Oh, and Sonya, yeah. Okay, so yeah. They gonna
that's how I'm pretty sure for the rest of the season, that's probably how it's gonna be. And it's gonna be Drew, Kenya, Manyetta, Kandi. And I'm, whatever, that's fine. But don't be confused, like, because I wonder what she's gonna argue about next. Like, is this seriously what she's gonna argue about for the rest of the season? Or is it gonna be something else? Because I can't. I can't. At this point, everyone said what they needed to say about it. It happened umpteen years ago. Like, there's nothing really more that we should really need to say. And that's not to say that you're feeling like, I never want to come off as like, everybody is entitled to their own feelings or whatever about stuff. But where I get off the bandwagon is when people aren't honest with themselves. They aren't honest with themselves, or they try to add all this justification and all this supporting documentation, all this stuff that is just based on obscure reasoning. Like, you can't sit here and try to tell me that just say that your feelings were hurt, that she didn't do this exact thing, and that's just what you wanted at that time, period, and keep it at that. But don't try to say, oh, it's because of this reason, and oh, because he did, and what, like, and like, don't try to add everything up to big up your feelings or whatever. Just say that that's how you feel, and stick to it. Then we can talk about something. But she don't do that, and that's where I get off the bus, because you're not about to lie on me just to get your feelings validated. Like, no.
Right. And have the nerve to say, let's be mature adults. Let's be mature adults. Girl.
You're crying about getting called aggressive, but you slut shame and say all these things about everybody else, mainly Kandi, and Kenya, any time that you want, and how you know they want to hear about that. How you know that they haven't been, Kenya hasn't been called and put into question about stuff for years and years and years, and that's a trigger for her, and she don't want to keep hearing it or something? Or how do you know Kandi hasn't had rumors about her in the industry and doing whatever for years and years and years, and she don't want to hear that anymore? Like, you don't know what the stuff that you try to pin them to. How do you not know that that's stuff that they haven't been fighting against, and types of images and stuff that people try to put on them all this time that they're sick of hearing? Like, you think you're the only one that has something that you're sick of hearing, like, that you've grown from or haven't ever done? Like, now
she just she doesn't know how to give grace to other people. She's like a bloodsucker. She sucks up all your energy, and woe is me, and then she's done with it. Like, okay, well, did they bite or did they not? If they didn't bite, well, I guess I gotta move on to the next person until I get it. And this is just annoying. Like, that little cry fest that she tried to do with the girls at the end, I was just like, how you over here crying, or you all upset, and I just can't. I'm like, you was over there acting a zip down fool, and then all of a sudden now you're I just can't believe her, and I just can't believe how people treat her. They always put her on the pedestal. So you're mad that she didn't put on the pedestal, or you just want equal equality. I at this point I don't know what Marlo wants. I don't know. I want her to go back to being a friend of.
I don't know either, but I definitely side with you on that one.
Yeah, she's gonna be back a friend, honey.
I'm gonna go. I'm ready for a trip, like a real trip.
Yeah, get them out of Atlanta, because right now I'm tired of looking at the landmarks. I'm tired. We need some blue seas, some tropics, a boat, something. I need something to look at other than y'all and y'all's tired arguing. Tired of it.
Right.
So yeah, that was pretty much the end. Next week's looking like it's gonna be still. I mean, everything has still been rolling. Everything is still moving. We haven't had like a boring episode where you just like it has been that like that, but yeah, it was all right. It was all right. I still don't ever want to see Kandi that mad no more. In the moment you'd be like, no, it's after you watch it twice. In the moment, I don't like to see her that mad. After you see it a couple of times, like, dang, she was mad. And
that's what she said. Clearly, I'm not even thinking straight. Her
hands were shaky. Her voice gets shaky. She got tears in her eyes. And I feel that because that's the kind of intensity that I have when I get upset. So it triggers me to see her like that, and to watch somebody to keep pushing her buttons, knowing like she almost wants to get it out. Like, she would almost feel better if she socked the wall, but she wouldn't because it hurt. But it'd be like, at least I did something. That's the kind of intensity that she gives, and I don't like her to be that mad. So Kandi, don't let nobody steal your joy no more. Don't do it. We end up getting up in her age. I don't know. I think she got to her 40s yet. She's late 30s. Kandi, she's in her 40s now.
She's like 48, 47, 46, 40. I can't remember. She kept saying it. She's like, stop saying my age. This past birthday.
46.
It's a number. It's 40 something, I think.
Okay. Well, I say this like, right. So high blood pressure. Don't get your blood pressure up that high. We can have a stroke. There's different things that can happen when we get that pissed off. So just Kandi, if you can.
I was wrong.
Okay, 47. Okay, because I couldn't remember. Like, I don't remember. My I have a sister that's 47. I have a sister that's 46. I thought she was Mal's age. Mallory's 46. So she's 3 years younger than me. So we would have been in high school together. But I say that to say, I just don't like to see her that upset. So I don't want her to do that no more. And Marlo, stop pushing her buttons. Stop being an ignoramus. It's annoying.
It's bad because she really out here and she's been interviewing on this same type of energy. And I never want to get to where I'm super excited to watch a show where genuinely people are really trying to come for people like in their real life. Like that's not even fun. That's not cute shade. That's nothing like that's just come on now. Like what?
Her livelihood. That I mean restaurants. Oh yeah, don't do that. It's beyond petty. It's going beyond petty. Like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, any last thoughts? That's it. We just gonna wait for next week. We're gonna see what it do next week, y'all. We thank y'all for rocking with us for sure. We stream this on both channels. So if you have not hit the like button on Barb's channel, please do so. Playback Gang, we thank you guys for rocking with us as well. We really appreciate you guys because we go on at different times of day. And so, you know, we really rely on you guys to play back and enjoy the show. And we would like for you to subscribe to both our channels. And we want you to like it and hit the notification bell button so you know when we go live. Because like I said, sometimes it's early, sometimes it's late, and sometimes it's not at all. So it just kind of depends. So get that notification bell button together as much as you can. And yeah, as far as I know, we shall be here next week for the episode 7. I think that is. But yeah, y'all. We gonna see y'all next week. Before y'all get out of here, excuse me, please do what my last video is gonna say, and we shall see y'all next week. Love y'all. Have a good one.